Welcome to HARDCOURT, where we discuss the hard truths of basketball in Singapore and the region. Throughout the series, we'll be interviewing players and coaches to give you insights of what goes in their mind. What's up everyone, my name is Ben and people know me as Ben Thanks, a basketball enthusiast based here in Singapore. And for today's episode, I am very pleased to have a special guest, Coach Darren. I've always known about Coach Darren, but only got to know him personally when we played on the same team during the Fresh Off Your Court competition organised by Own Your Court. Shout out to Gadiel, thanks for organising. It was really a privilege to play alongside an experienced point guard who really could value add on the court and off the court, and he really coached the team and we secured the win, the championships for the inaugural Fresh Off the Court competition. Yay! Yeah, Darren right now, he runs his own basketball academy and he has a March training camp coming up really soon. So if you're a kid between the age of 6 to 12, this is the best time for you to go and sign up and check out his basketball content and training.
Hi, my name is Darren. I'm 36 this year. I'm a full-time basketball coach. I've been playing competitively for the past 23 years, mainly in secondary school, IT, RP and SIM. I've also been a Division 1 player for about 10 years. Right now, currently, I'm a basketball coach for about 7 years. And I own my own basketball academy, mainly coaching kids and youth in terms of skill sets development. My most memorable basketball experience was when I was with SIM. We managed to compete a 4-peat and created IVP history as a second team to achieve 4-peat.
Alright, thank you for your introduction, Darren. But let's set some context here. Let's talk about competitive basketball. Okay, competitive organised basketball like Men's Open, A Division, B Division, C Division, Div 1, Div 2. You know, I recall you coached Cheng San, right, when we play against in the NCG games. And you also coach primary schools, secondary schools. The question is, what is the difference between coaching youths and adults? Over to you.
The difference in terms of experience, youth are more new to the game, so I have to be a little bit more patient with them in terms of the coaching, the teachings and stuff. So for adult, main issues are commitment, because all are working adults, so commitment is always an issue then have to arrange their time, their schedule for trainings and games. Yeah, so that's the main difference. In terms of skills wise, younger players have more skill sets nowadays, but older players have more experience, which keep the game more simple. Like the younger ones like to do flashy moves and stuff like that, so have to teach them how to use certain skill sets effectively. Yeah.
As you know, Coach Darren himself, he runs academy, he does skills development, and of course, knowing the skills is one thing, but being able to apply it to the right situations is another. So this is where Darren's experience as a competitive player will help you to apply, and therefore, you will benefit from attending his skills training. Okay, Darren, so why did you decide to focus on coaching the youths?
Basically, this age group, or like kids and youth, I feel that they need a good coach to guide them on the right path because at this age they are gonna be exploring, and then they don't know whether this is a do or don't. So a good coach should be there to guide them on all these things to not just win in basketball but also win in life So when they step out into society or they grow up, and then they will learn how to go and face all the challenges that they need to face. Yeah.
I think coaches are very, very important, and really thankful for having people like you, to coach and to lead the young in the right direction. Alright, so for the next question, as youths, they need to prioritize between academics and their sports. What is your word of advice to the youth?
For me, In the past, when I play basketball, I don't know how to manage my time. So it's like every day after school, go and play basketball for a few hours, then at night go home, and maybe sometimes never do homework, all these things. So right, so I've been through that, so I know that what are the like do's and don'ts. So I will always advise my players to manage your time well, because sometimes for example, for my team, my youth team, they train only like once a week. So to me, once a week, okay, sometimes it's 2.5 hours example. So they can tell me that they need to go and study. Yeah. So, but I do understand that maybe they have other commitments. For me, of course, we will allow them to go and study. To me, when you say you want to study during these 2.5 hours of training, it's like you know that there's training, but you purposely want to study on that day. Yeah, but of course, if they really need to study, I cannot say anything. But I can tell them, try to manage their time better, 24/7 throughout the week. Definitely there's another 2.5 hours for you to go and do all the studies. Maybe certain things need to sacrifice if you want the best of both worlds. So talking about prioritizing, I will definitely say academics first. You're always a student first before you are an athlete in schools lah. Yeah, so that's my view on this.
Alright, so let's talk about competitive games 5v5. What is your pre-game routine as a coach for your youth teams?
For my pre-game routine, usually I will just go down, and then before the game I will just give them a briefing to get everyone on the same page. Or maybe like we have been training certain things and then we want to put it to use during the games. So the pre-game brief is for them to be on the same page.
Would you recap about like certain things that your team wants to do, like boxing out or playing man-to-man defense, full court man-to-man defense, or those kind of little things that you want them to do in the court? Would you emphasize? And if so, what are these kind of things that you want them to do?
Mainly all the things that is being talked about during the pre-game brief will be things that we want them to do or focus on in terms of during the game. For me, I believe in training to play and play to train. Training to play means that you want to go out and play competition. Definitely you need to have training. You need to commit to training, you need to train, then you go out and compete. Play to train for us is you play a game, use it as a training for your future. Yeah, so that's our approach to the game. Of course, we are, as basketball players, we want to play to win. Never, I don't think anyone will want to play to lose. So that's something that we are always like talk to the players about during pre-game brief, like in terms of maybe getting rebounds or certain defense strategy.
Okay, maybe just one more question on this point. So, you know, the thing about body language is also very important on the court and off the court. What are your views on players if during your pre-game brief, right, they are like monkeying around, having fun, not listening to you? Would you get very, very angry? Would you think it's disrespectful? How do you address this kind of scenarios?
Once I reach and then they gather for the pre-game brief, they know that we are going into the game, so they will be more serious about it. So for me as a coach is as long as we step on the court, we got to be serious about it. I can be joking with you off the court, like before training, after training, before game, after game. Once we step on the court, they know that it's time to it's serious business lah. So they won't be monkeying around. So during training we already instill that part lah. Yeah.
Okay, which is why I think at the end of the day, having a team discipline where the coach sets the tone is very important. So now I think because you've been coaching for so long, the team understands your style, whereby once we get into the court, no more monkeying around. Please focus on the game and execute the instructions clearly. I think you have already built up this team discipline within your team, which is really, really awesome. I mean, Darren has been a coach for so long, and I think that's why also he has built up this mentality and also like a team culture across all his teams. And as new players join in, they also buy into this philosophy lah. Alright, and now for the next question. How does Coach Darren then decide the starting lineup and manage his rotations? Coach Darren.
For the starting lineup and rotation, it really depends on the behavior of the players before the game, in terms of training attendance, whether they skip training or are they late for game, late for training, all these small disciplinary issues lah. So I mean every player train, they want to play. So for us to instill discipline is to let them know that this is how it's gonna be. If they want to be fooling around before the game, don't want to listen to instructions and stuff like that, obviously they will be benched. Yeah. So they have to prove themselves during training or before the game that they are worthy or deserve to be in the starting lineup. Yeah.
About let's say for example, like the other team has a lot of big men, they are very tall, very lanky. Would you then make adjustments to your starting lineup whereby you try to match up with a bit taller guys, or you still continue with your initial lineups?
Definitely depends on who the opponents that we are playing against. But all this discipline stuff will still have to be solved before we talk about all these rotations and things like that, who guarding who, all this strategy stuff. Yeah, baseline will be still discipline. Yeah.
Okay. So that's it lah. Young guys, you all better come for your training. Don't show up late. Have good positive attitude during your training, because all of these tiny things would add up into your coach decision and considerations lah. Yeah. Okay, and for the next question, I think a question that everybody wants to know: what goes on inside of your mind during the game itself, and how do you make adjustments? Okay, Coach Darren, your time is yours.
Alright, so basically, first mentality is to play to win, apart from all the discipline stuff that we talk about. Other than that, we also will consider whether the opponents are going on a run, or whether defense strategy is not good enough. The defense strategy that we planned out was not good enough to stop them from scoring, and maybe things like players' injury, their performance, and different situations lah. There's too many situations to talk about, so there's a lot of things that will be going inside of my mind during a game.
On the topic about adjustments to the plan, so you mentioned about like having to make defensive adjustments. What do you consider? Like, say if your man-to-man defense isn't working, how would you then make adjustments to try to win the game?
Basically, if man-to-man defense is not working, we will take a look at what's the rule of the course. So maybe it's the help side position problem, help side problem, or helping a helper problem, or maybe you didn't deny, or individual defense is not there. Yeah. So apart from considering all this, maybe we will change a different defense, maybe change into a zone defense, then to maybe stop the momentum of the opponent, or see how things goes from there.
In Singapore, right, usually people will play a fixed set of a couple of defensive strategies like the 2-3 zone defense, the 3-2 zone defense, and most of the time we are daring people to shoot from the outside. So what are your views on this form of defense? Do you think it's still usable in today's day and age where everybody is shooting threes? Or do you think that a man-to-man defense is something that more teams should adopt?
I believe in man-to-man defense for the youth development. So if you ask me whether 2-3 zone or 3-2 zone or any zone defense work in today's game, I think that it still work depending on the opponent that you're playing against, whether they have shooting off day or they can't shoot, or these kind of things need to be taken into consideration. So in terms of whether I will still use 2-3 zone or 3-2 zone or any zone defense, I still will. It depends on the situation of the game lah. What happened during the game. I think there are many professional teams out there still using zone defense, so I don't think it's a bad thing to use zone defense also. Yeah, so it really depends on how the game goes.
Yeah, so I think it is a team philosophy that Coach Darren believes strongly in man-to-man defense. Basically, because it fundamentally trains the players, I think if everybody can play good man-to-man defense, essentially knowing when to help and when to help the helper, your team can have a really, really good and strong defense lah. I think as a fundamental, everybody needs to have good defensive mindset, being able to know how to stand, being able to know how to channel your defender to the sidelines or the baselines. I think those are some of the fundamental skills that everybody needs, which Darren strongly believes lah. And on that note, Darren, you want to do a shout out for your March camp or not? It's a defensive March camp, right? You want to share more about it?
Okay, so basically during March holidays, 15 March, I will be having a defense camp under HBA, which is Hustle Basketball Academy. And I will be teaching defense concept and teaching you how to become an elite defender. Yeah.
I can join or not?
Can.
I also can. Okay, solid. Yeah, after all, defense wins championship, right? Defense wins championship. I think that was quoted by who? Michael Jordan. Alright, so the next question, let's talk about building a winning team culture. You know that in the team sports, right, simple gestures or remarks can really impact the team's morale drastically. So Darren, how do you go about building a winning team culture?
Okay, first thing first, I think body language screams. So when you have a negative body language, it shows a lot. Everyone can see. So that's where us coaches will come in to continue motivating the players to try to bring them out of that negativity lah. Yeah, in terms of like being tired on court, then you put your hands on your knees, that kind of thing, to show opponents that you're tired. If I'm the opponent, I will definitely attack you because I know that you're tired, that kind of thing. So all these things are cultivated during training. So I believe in the right people with the right culture. So right people, right culture lah. So there will be times where you show some negative body language, inevitable, because maybe you're frustrated and stuff like that, but that's where your teammates, your coaches will come in to encourage you more lah. Yeah, but some players, I think they already have the wrong mindset. So whatever you tell them, maybe they cannot accept, or they just don't want to listen. Then that's where it's difficult for us to continue like motivating them or talking to them. It's not that we give up, it's more of like there's nothing we can do. So there are also toxic players, which is very toxic to the club. So for me, is I would rather cut these players off unless they are willing to take a step forward to make a change. Yeah, because sometimes like you, as a coach, you want to try to help them, but they don't want the help, and then at the end of the day say that you are not helping them, or like you are not giving them the attention, and all this kind of negative stuff, which I feel in my team I don't need that. Yeah, so yeah, some players also will quit the team themselves. There's nothing we can do also. Yeah, so yeah lor. But to me, whoever is under me would know that I give in my 100% to help you out or guide you. Doesn't mean you quit. I'm not observing. Some of my players that left, I'm still like seeing what they do. I mean, there's so many social medias and stuff. So you definitely can get a chance to see that, oh, this player last time we coached before, is he doing well now, or is he not? Is he still playing basketball or not? That kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah lah. Not say that I give up on them. It's just that we can't do anything. Yeah.
I think one very important thing that Darren was, when he was sharing all this, it's the word humility. I think young players, they need to put aside their egos, right? Even though how skilled they are, they need to be humble to buy into the team philosophy. After all, basketball is a team sport. You need to buy into the team culture, set a good example, and work together with the coach to achieve the team's ultimate goal of winning the games after all. Yeah, actually, I have a curious question. Do you have a team captain within your youth team that you work with to influence the team culture also? Do you have a captain appointed within your team?
Yes, I do have. So basically, I have not one, but maybe 2 or 3. In terms of just helping with the accountabilities, whether what time our game is and all, then they will be the ones that will uphold the standards to make sure that everyone arrive on time and all these kind of things Yeah.
Okay, so you hold these guys at a higher standard and they set the tone for the rest of the team.
Yes.
Okay, solid. So team captains, you all play a very important role. You all must work with the coach to set the tone. Okay, let's move on to the next question. And for the next question, what is your advice to younger players that are already playing the game and not getting the minutes they think that they deserve?
My advice is mainly earn your minutes. Yeah, there's no other ways to get more minutes. It's just earning your minutes by proving yourself, even from the bench. Your energy, your effort, that contributes to the team. Sometimes coaches might put you in for like 1-2 minutes. Most players will think that is garbage time. For me, I feel that is minutes for you to make an impact, immediate impact to the team. Maybe your main player or your teammate is not doing well on defense. Suddenly you go in and then you make an immediate impact on the defensive end. That might earn you more minutes from then on. You never know. So for me, it's just do your best, give it your all during the minutes that you are being given from your coach. Yeah, and try not to question your coach, why are you not playing, that kind of thing, because there's definitely a reason for you to be sitting on the bench. Maybe the coach is not confident in your contribution, like your skills to play the game, or maybe the coach need more time to observe you, that kind of thing. So unless you are able to accept the reasons, then feel free to go and ask. But if your coach give you the reason and then you can't accept the reason, then what's the point of you asking? Because anyway, you're also not gonna accept it.
Yeah. But ultimately, because basketball is a team sport, so like what Coach Darren mentioned earlier, having the discipline to show up for training, showing up on time, giving in your 100% effort during training, off the court, on the court, keeping fit, working on your skills developments. I think all of this would play a part in your coach consideration in your playing time also. So Coach Darren, any final words or not about them being disciplined and still buying into the system and working towards the collective win. Any final words?
I think ultimately, whatever obstacles you are facing, whatever challenges that you are facing, do not give up. Whether you are a fighter wanting to continue to fight and then have a chance to play on the team that you have been training for for a long while. I think the key thing is do not give up. Or if you really love to play basketball or you want to continue playing basketball, there's a lot of opportunities out there. Maybe you can't play at a higher level, maybe drop your ego and play at a lower level. I mean, there's so many leagues out there right now with different division. So if you really want to continue playing, then find the right division and then try to slowly develop from there, gain the experience from there. For those who are much younger, you have so much time. Don't waste it by giving up whatever you like. Don't give up on the game that you like to play. Yeah.
Don't let your passion die, guys. Don't let your passion die. I think very, very important. Okay, and for the next question, how important is it for players to keep fit, eat healthy, and train during the competition and off-season? Darren, what are your views on this?
Yeah, okay. I feel that it's important for players nowadays because with all the advanced technologies and with all the AI programming and stuff, strength and conditioning is gonna be part and parcel of the development of players. So to keep fit, eat healthy, and train during competition and off-season is very important in terms of like during competition, maybe you don't want to train so much on the weights. Maybe off season you want to train more on your skill sets, and you want to train on your strength and conditioning. So I feel that it's important.
Thank you, Coach Darren. Yeah, just nice because now I'm playing in the Div 2 BPL. So I am actually using a AI calories tracker to manage my weight So I'm counting my calories, making sure that I don't balloon up so that I can continue to remain fit during this season, which has been really, really helpful. I'll give more shout out like down here. You all can go and find out more about this app, Welling AI. So if you use my promo code, you can get 15% off your subscription. So adults, youth, strength and conditioning, important. Taking care of your body, training, skills development, weights, everything holistic development is really, really important in today's game. Yeah, even the NBA stars and the best players, they have to do all of these. They eat clean, they train weights, they also do a lot of cardio work. So you can't skip any of these. Okay, thank you, Coach Darren. Let's move on to the last and final question of the night. Last and final question, Darren, yourself, you are a point guard, and point guards are usually the ones with the most court IQ. So the question is, how can the youths train their court IQ better? Alright, Darren.
I think firstly, not only play the game more, play more competitions. You have to also study the game and watch more game clips. Your own game clips, or watch more games in terms of like Asia League games. Those that are more relatable, using FIBA rules, then you will maybe learn some things from them. You can also learn from the seniors or whoever that is playing your role. Can go and ask them more questions. Maybe certain things that they see is different from what you see at this point. For me, it's more of experiencing or facing that situation. Then you'll know that, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Then if let's say you were to ask me now, maybe I've experienced so many situations, but when I explain to you, you might not see what I see because you have never been in that situation before. So I think studying the game is one of the things that you can use to train your court IQ lah, like your ball IQ.
Maybe not just watching the games yourself, you should watch it with your peers and you all analyze the game clips together. I think Gadel from Own Your Court just recently did a YouTube video between SIM versus NTU where he broke down the game clip by clip to showcase what the guys can do better in terms of defense and offense. I think that's a really, really good breakdown. And as youths, maybe y'all can get together, go and watch your game clips at someone's house, go through play by play and see what y'all can do to better together as a team lah. I think that is really important, like what Coach Darren here has mentioned earlier. Asia League games also. Asia games we play very differently. You want to elaborate more on that?
Many of us like to watch NBA and other competitions, but it's slightly different. Not say that you cannot learn from NBA. There's a lot of things that you can learn from the NBA also. Yeah, but Asian League games are more towards the FIBA rules. So I think watching more Asian League games like P League, Taiwan TPBL currently, there are so many leagues that you can watch also. Especially with the technology nowadays, like especially YouTube and all the channels, social media. So that's why you can learn very fast. So spend some time to study the game and watch some local, maybe Division 1 basketball. Yeah.
Alright, I think that's a wrap. Thank you, Coach Darren. Thank you for your time for joining us today. And let's do one last shout out to Hustle Basketball Academy. So they have a camp coming up in March. So quickly go and sign up. I might be there. I might see you guys there for the defensive class, and we can even do more content then. Alright, so thank you, Darren. Any final words for the viewers?
Keep playing. Never give up. Yeah, that's all.
Love the game.
Yeah, love the game.
Alright. Thank you. And we'll see you guys at the next podcast. Okay, bye-bye.